This is the answer to Chapter 10, problem number 35 from the Smith Organic Chemistry textbook. And this problem asks us to label the carbon-carbon double bond as E or Z, and then to draw the products, including stereoisomers, formed when this molecule is treated with water and sulfuric acid. And so I've redrawn this as a skeletal structure. It's much easier to work with and look at than the ball and stick. And so the first thing that we need to do is to decide whether this double bond is E or Z. So on the left side of this double bond, we are comparing a carbon to a hydrogen. And so obviously, or hopefully it's obvious, the carbon is going to be the higher priority bond there. So then on the right side, we are comparing this carbon, which is a secondary carbon, to this carbon, which is a tertiary carbon. And so the tertiary carbon gets the higher priority, so to speak. And so when we take these two factors together and we look at them, the two higher priority bonds are on the same side of this double bond. And so that makes it a cis alkene or a Z alkene. So this is a Z alkene that we have here. And so next, the other part of this problem asks us to draw what the product will be when this molecule is treated with water and sulfuric acid. And so from this chapter, we know that that is going to be a Markovnikov hydration. And so we're going to add an alcohol and a hydrogen, so the elements of water. And the alcohol is going to go to the more substituted carbon, which in this case is the tertiary carbon here in the middle. And so we will get the alcohol on the tertiary carbon. However, there's nothing in this molecule or these reagents to indicate any sort of control. And so the alcohol is going to be able to add from either side of this ring system. And so we will get both of these stereoisomers here. So the alcohol can be trans to that hydrogen at the bottom ring junction, or it can be cis to the hydrogen at the bottom ring junction. And we'll get both presumably in a 50-50 mixture. Okay, and so that's the answer here. Again, we have a Z alkene, and we arrived at that conclusion by comparing the different things that are bound to each of the carbons that are participating in this double bond. And then treatment with sulfuric acid and water is going to give us a Markovnikov addition of an alcohol, but without any sort of stereo control, we should get a 50-50 mixture of these two stereoisomers. And that's the answer to Chapter 10, problem number